to the 2015 Riverside Brookfield basketball season here on RBTV. Tonight, the 5th-ranked Bulldogs in the state of Illinois are home to play against the Fenton Bison in this Metro Suburban West conference match. Alongside me is Paul and Anthony. Paul, how do you feel about the Bulldogs being ranked 5th in state? How do you feel about the Bulldogs being ranked 5th in state? Anthony, who are some players to look for tonight?
I'm going to be looking at Skylar Nash. I'm going to be looking at Danico Jackson. I'm going to be looking at Jalen Clinton. Those are my 3 players of the game. There might be a starting 3 as well.
Yeah, definitely looking for Skylar Nash, number 15, to get a double-double. Here, he's going to definitely get some dunks tonight. Danico Jackson, he can do just about anything, number 1. Jalen Clinton can hit a shot from anywhere on the court. And it's just a very fun atmosphere here in Riverside Brookfield High School.
They seem to be throwing shirts into the crowd, which those RB Pride shirts.
Each starter, it's crazy here. And starting lineup, we got James Kensminski, we got Danico Jackson, Jalen Clinton, Skylar Nash, this is his first game, full game here at Riverside Brookfield home. And we're looking for a monster game by Skylar. Transfer from Young, came to RB, and last game, it was his first game. There was a game against Aurora Central Catholic. He had 17 points and 5 rebounds. Skylar Nash, a big player to look for tonight. Key presence, three-point line, and definitely is going to do some monster jams.
Hopefully. Can't never predict athleticism, but he should have. I'm hoping for at least one big one.
Paul, do you have anything to add in before the game gets underway?
Okay. These 2 teams seem pretty evenly matched to start out with, but I'm really looking forward to see what they have to play with.
And I mean, it's going to get very loud. The 6th man, it's ugly sweater night as we're a week away from Christmas already. Hard to believe, but filled. This 6th man is filled, and here we go. The opening tip, Mark Smith for the Bulldogs. He loses it. Number 24, that's going to be Jake Petrovsky. Number 5, it's going to be Kenta Jones. Kenta Jones is going to be the main point guard to look for in Fenton. He passed it. Derek Trujillo. Number 42, oh my gosh, the 6th man is so loud. This game's just started. Oh! Mark Smith with a block.
Nice defense there, and they almost got the steal. You got to get your hands on that ball. Got to hustle hard for that.
Mark Smith, you know, he had trouble shooting free throws last game, but definitely that block gets some big confidence tonight. And here we go, Kenta Jones. Kenta Jones, he's going up the middle. He finds number 24. Oh, he just throws it up there. Nothing. And it's going to be Fenton ball.
I don't really like that call. It looks like it went off Fenton's hand before RB could touch it.
That seemed like not the call that we wanted.
Odd play there. It looked like they were going up for a lob or maybe even a floater, but I don't even know. I don't really know what that play was. As Danico Jackson.
Oh, here we go. Danico Jackson is James Kaminsky. James Kaminsky throws it up. Oh, Nash, you wanted Skylar to get a dunk. Jalen Clinton. What? Jalen. No, nothing. Man, we're looking for Skylar Nash to get some dunks here. We already see that that's all he's going for. It's crazy here. Once he gets a dunk, man, the 6th man's going to go completely insane. That's a turnover by Kenta Jones.
I really think RB shouldn't be looking for the exciting play. I think they should be looking for just getting a basket first. I mean, there's a lot of buzz in this arena, but you don't want to be making boneheaded plays like throwing it up high for a long jam. Unless it's an open and it's going to be 100%. But I wouldn't be making those fancy plays maybe until we're up at least.
Mark Smith, oh, he wanted Skylar, but no, he'll take it himself. Don't get it. Skylar Nash, he gets it. Oh, Skylar got blocked by Kenta Jones. Kenta Jones is only 5'6", and he blocked.
He moves. Wow, look at him moving the floor. Defense, he dribbles around Danico Jackson to get the
Kenton Jones is 5'6", and he just blocked Skylar Nash.
And he moved up the floor so quick, and he got that great layup.
Skylar Nash is 6'5". Kenton Jones is 5'6". Kenton Jones blocks Skylar Nash.
Kenton Jones is definitely the player you want to watch out for on Fenton. He looks like he knows what he's doing, and he looks like he's kind of like the bizarro D'Nico Jackson. He's quick, he's shorter, and he looks like he's got a quick crossover.
Now, Paul, is the intensity from this sixth man going to really be able to pump up this RB offense?
You know, so far today, the Fenton Bison have come out with more energy than the Bulldogs at the beginning of this game. So Bulldogs really need to pick it up right now if they want to get back into this game and get on track.
That's some good words, but yeah, definitely Fenton has had the ball more, a majority more, but here we go. Number 54 with the ball in the corner. Number 22, he's holding on the ball. He's getting some chirping from the RB sixth man.
And the RB pressure is starting to ensue. You just want to get a couple stops, maybe, get a couple easy layups, and that's when you want to work. Now, this is the guy that you want to watch out. He moves quick, and a foul there. You got to watch those fouls from D'Nico Jackson. That Kenton Jones moves very quick, and he's got to watch out those reach-ins for the rest of the game.
Kenton Jones, we just talked about Donald McCurdy, similar to him, how quickly he can move and game changer. And Kenton Jones covered by D'Nico Jackson. That's definitely the matchup we're going to look for, but whoever's calling Skylar Nash, watch out. Steal by Nash.
No-look pass there, and they're going to get it to Skylar. Let's see what he can do with the ball.
Skylar, too hard of a pass, but it's going to stay RB's ball.
Good tip there by Fenton to disrupt that play. That would have been a basket for sure from the shotgun pass from Skylar Nash.
And number 22, Eric Trujillo, 6'3", covering the 6'5" Skylar Nash, who's definitely, everyone is a threat. Jalen Clanton, buckets, Jalen Clanton for 3. Oh, Jalen Clanton can hit just about anything. He's cash money.
And the Fenton want to get across the half-court line very soon. They're taking their time. And it's RB defense.
They got 8 seconds. Their coach is going. They just got backcourt.
You call it backcourt?
Backcourt violation by Kenton Jones.
This is where the RB defense is starting to pick up more. They're causing more turnovers. And like we saw in the sophomore game, when more defense, you want to convert more offense, and that's where you want to get your baskets. That's where you want to build your lead.
And here we go. Kenton Jones trying to cover D'Nico Jackson. There's D'Nico's 5'10", so there's a 4-inch difference between him and Kenton Jones. Kenton Jones, he doesn't look too small from here, but put him next to Skylar Nash, and it's crazy. Mark Smith, so big. This offensive line for the Bulldogs is Mark Smith, 6'7", Skylar Nash, 6'5". That's just crazy. Here we go, D'Nico Jackson to Mark Smith, who's wide open. Oh,
he's got to finish that.
Got to finish. That's your saying, man. Got to finish.
Oh, you got to finish those two, but nice follow through.
Kenton Jones takes away my breath, man. He does so many fancy
quick
moves.
And he knows how to work that ball. He's going to show you it, and then he's going to make it disappear. He's like a magician on the floor. Mark Smith, he's got to finish those baskets as Jalen Clanton pulls up for a 3.
Jalen Clanton, cash money. Jalen Clanton is going to be very big. He's got 6 points. He's got all 8 points. Jalen Clanton, all 8 points. You said Jalen. I said Jalen's going to get 20 plus. My bold prediction was Skylar's going to get a double-double. You said Skylar's going to get 30 points.
Well, I don't know. Skylar looks like a bit slow here. I would worry more about the game and getting a basket for the team more than getting 30 points. Maybe if Skylar can, get a couple shots and maybe you can find his flow. He can hopefully, get 30 points, and that would be very big for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this first quarter is halfway over, and it seems like the Bulldogs have just taken over offensively, but there's only 8 points this one. But Kenton Jones finds number 42. Oh, a very nice
pass to the inside.
That's a nice.
Goes up hard.
That's a nice reverse by Jake Petrovsky. He is a senior this year. Jalen Clanton, he's going. Jalen.
Mark Smith. Oh, he's got to secure that rebound. He had a hand on it. You got to make sure you get both hands on that rebound.
Here's Kenton Jones. Wild passes by Kenton. Fenton, their sophomore team, had a lot of turnovers, but now it looks like their seniors and juniors also doing a lot of turnovers.
You can tell the maturity between these two teams. This team is a lot more, try to drive to the basket, maybe get a basket in transition, where the last team is a lot more three-pointers. As a steal, and they're big on defense.
A shocking.
And Skylar, nice defensive presence by Skylar. He's big, and he's going to go up to get that block.
D'Nico with a very rare turnover. Mark Smith with the turnaround hook. Mark Smith making his presence known. He tells Jalen, I'm going to get some points too.
And you need to get your big man. You want to get your big man.
Come on,
some
give it to
points.
Skylar.
And he's rejected at the rim. Could have finished a bit
Skylar
easier.
Nashford.
But he makes
There
up
we go.
for it. He gets the offensive rebound, and that's good to get your basket back. You know, that he got up on that play. That was pretty impressive that he even managed to get to the rim. And it's stolen. Mark Smith is going to fight for it, and he gets it back. That's your big man getting the steals. And Danigo Jackson, behind the back pass, bad pass. And a foul. It looks like a push.
Now, Paul, what have you been seeing at through the first 5 minutes of this game?
This game so far is a tale of patience, guys. The Bison came out here running, trying to get a lot of baskets real quick, and since they've calmed down, they've kind of taken control of this game so far. The Bulldogs have done a good job pressing the Bison on defense. They've started to rush through their shots a little bit, and right now they're trying to calm themselves down.
And the Bison definitely need to step up offensively. 12-6. They need to somehow find how to guard Jalen Clanton in that three-point threat from Jalen Clanton. But you definitely got to also watch out for Skylar Nash throwing down.
And Skylar is a big body, but you got to get back on defense. You can't get but a nice pick.
By Jalen
Picks
Clanton.
off the pass, and that's that help defense helping out there.
Oh man, Clanton, no one's there.
He saw James run. He had a cut to the basket, but Jalen thought he was staying in the corner. Maybe got to be a little more patient on that.
You know, I love these courtside seats, but that smell, Anthony. Man, you smell it? Oh man. When they're running down the court, I mean,
they're working out there. They're working for sure.
it's the first quarter, but boys, the fans, you can't get the 5 senses that we're getting, but of course, all of them are working.
And the sixth man is definitely working pretty hard there. I mean, they're very loud. It almost has this fourth quarter type of buzz to the game. And we see the cheerleaders.
Yeah, cheerleaders, definitely. That's Heidi Wolfer and Mario Coffin. And, cheerleaders, they're definitely I don't know how they do it. And, I'm also going to say a shout out to Zachary Whitkin for being one of these sixth man leaders, leading the student section. He brings them all out, knows all the cheers, and it's great.
It's good to have that home court advantage, to have that feeling. You know, it almost feels like a playoff game, that type of thing in the game, where you get that, buzz feeling. It feels like the fourth quarter. It's only a 6-point game, but it feels like we have such a big lead from all the cheers.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks, they have that 12th man, and it's very loud there, but it's so loud over here. That's Eric Trujillo. So just some bad passing. Eric Trujillo looking. He's getting double team, triple team. He finds Kenta Jones. Kenta Jones to Darian Warren. There we go, Kenta Jones. Back to Trujillo. Trujillo gives it to Warren. Warren to Trujillo. Trujillo takes a shot. Trujillo can't make it, but James Kazminski.
Nice defense there by the Bulldogs. They really worked, Bison really worked for that shot, and the Bulldogs managed to rotate over him.
Kazminski to Jackson. Jackson to Smith. Smith has the wide open. Oh, he can't finish. Oh my gosh. Kazminski. Oh, no one can finish here.
And a block by Kenta Jones on Mark Smith. He knows that Kenta Jones has some vertical. He knows how to get up. But Mark Smith, you got to look up. And a block at the other end. Great, gives up on offense but comes back on defense. Solid.
Skylar Nash, he throws back for 3.
Oh, it's a bit off. I think he could have played for a better shot there, but he's just got to get he's got to get into the flow of the game. He's got to get into the flow of the game.
And Kenta Jones, he doesn't seem like he'd be such a threat, but he's a threat on offense and defense. And the Bulldogs are looking ready to make a lot of subs.
And Kenta Jones with the rebound there, he's really, doing all.
Guys, right now we are seeing two teams who are rushing to get baskets, and they need to calm themselves down and set up some offense.
Most definitely. The Bison seem to try to go up strong and try to drive the basket more. And the Bulldogs they just want to highlight play. This sixth man wants to explode, and it's almost an unhealthy atmosphere to the point where the only thing people worry about is making the good play, an exciting play more than the right play.
Mark Smith checked out of the game. He's trying to be too fast with everything. As we see, Mark Smith has been able to come up with these layups, these easy 100 times layups.
And if you're the big man, if you're 6'7", you gotta go up strong. You gotta get a couple baskets over this. The Fenton team is a lot smaller, so you gotta go up strong. Yeah, you gotta take advantage.
But it's 12-6. We're at 1 minute left in this first quarter of play. Here we go, Trio. He passes it to Brian Larson. Brian Larson is 6 foot, being guarded by junior Jalen Brooks, who just came off an injury.
And a steal there. Nice
Jackson.
pick off by Brooks.
Jackson,
That's the shot you want to take. That's the shot you want to make.
Action Jackson, he gets himself on the board. That's 2 points. Danico, he can just about expose anyone he wants. Here's Trujillo. Trujillo gets past 2 guys, he falls.
Brooks getting on the floor. He hasn't seen a lot of action, but as of late, he's been seeing more minutes, and it's good. He's a bit taller, you know, he seems to be running the guard position, and he's doing a fine job, I think.
Yeah, Jalen Brooks, 6'3". Sideline due to a foot injury, but he's back as of 2 games ago, and he's been making his presence shown, getting his time in the minutes department.
He really, he's very tall, he's got a lot of length, and he's good in the post, and he knows how to stretch the floor. He can shoot the 3, I've seen him shoot the 3. I think he does a fine job, and he's not that bad on defense either, as a good block there. And the Bulldogs are going to take it up the floor with Cecinas running it.
Yeah. Sophomore Ryan Cecinas, he was on the sophomore team last year as a freshman. Now, Paul, what are your thoughts on Kenta Jones, number 5 on the Bison? His impression being able to do blocks and steals. There we go. 6 seconds left. 5. Skylar Nash has the ball. Skylar Nash is out of it. Skylar Nash pulls up. And he barely misses. End of the first quarter. The score 14-8 in favor of the Bulldogs. Leading scorer right now. We got Jalen Klein with 8 points. Now, Paul, your thoughts on Kenta Jones being able to block people at a height of 5'6"?
You know, I think right now his high energy is driving the Fenton team, but he's got to watch out. Right now, the difference in this game is the Bulldog defense. They're forcing Fenton into rushing through their offense and rushing to get a lot of shots very quickly. So long as the Bulldogs stay out of foul trouble, Fenton's going to struggle to keep up this high-octane offense and keep their scoring going.
Yeah, Fenton definitely cannot. They're trying to slow it down, but Arby's steals, they keep getting the steals, trying to keep everything as fast as possible to try to just choke the Bison, get them into a big deficit. As we saw the sophomores, the sophomore Bison lost by 46 points. Now the varsity Bulldogs see that, they're going to try to inflict that type of pain on the Bison today.
I hope they can finally get away with that because, you know, you definitely see the difference between varsity and the difference between sophomore. The varsity is very aggressive. They really get in the face of the Bulldogs. They're not going to take any of this, you know, 3-point shot. Nothing's going to scare them. They're not afraid of the big men. They go up strong, and that Kenta Jones, man, he has the heart of a big man. He's just want to rip. You know, I feel like he can jump out of the gym. He jumps so high. He's very talented. He's got a lot of athleticism.
We look for Danico Jackson right here to have a big quarter, maybe even have a scoring player right here. He passed it to Ryan Cecinas. He passed it to Amari. No, Calvin Randall. Number 44, Randall, he checks in for Mark Smith, and James Kosminski's out. I'm sort of surprised that Jalen Clanton is not in this game right now. 8 points. You know, he needs a breather too.
I think he had a couple of fouls there, a couple of reaching fouls. You know, that Kenta Jones, it's hard to get up into him. They're going to go to the post, hopefully inflict some damage there. It's Jalen
Brooks.
No good, but a rebound by Skylar Nash.
Skylar Nash is going to go, he wanted that dunk.
He goes sky high. You can see the athleticism there.
Yeah, fly. We're going to see Sky fly, definitely.
You know, it's really great to see all the options the Bulldogs have. They're going to Clanton, they're going to Jackson, and they also have Nash, who I think still haven't seen the best out of him. But it's, you know, he's making his free throws, and that's what counts. You know, you got to make a contribution somehow. And it's good that this team they move the ball, they share shots, and you know, hopefully when they find the hot man, they're going to start feeding into them.
Guys, right now the Bulldogs are counting on their man down low to get the rebounds and to kick it down so that they can now kick it back out, get a few open jump shots. Right now the Bulldogs are very, very confident in their big men, and so far they have every reason to be.
Hopefully the big men, I mean, Mark Smith was having a bit of trouble. He got a couple of baskets there. Hopefully once you capitalize on that post work, they can score a little more baskets as they get a rebound right there, and they're going to push the floor as Skylar Nash takes it up.
Skylar Nash. Skylar Nash going, a charge on Skylar Nash. He's not happy with that. You can see that.
Guys, that is another example of them rushing through the shots. He was coming in 1-on-4 there, trying to force the shot, and it didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, definitely Skylar Nash and the entire Bulldogs, they need to find this in-between balance between their speed and their control, because right there you saw that, one-man show isn't going to work this game. You definitely need to pass it.
Guys, when Fenton is moving the ball around, the Bulldogs are much more prone to fouls, and that's going to cost them in the long run.
Yeah, you definitely don't want people like Skylar Nash and Danico Jackson fouling out early in the game. We've seen earlier in the season, Mark Smith, he's fouled out in 2 of the 3 total home games so far. Something to see.
And
Danico to Skylar. Oh, Skylar Nash.
All right.
Skylar Nash, that's okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
He's going for the monster, but fly, Scott, fly.
I think you could have, that time I think you should have gone for the right layup. You had a man in front of him. Maybe if it was an open lane, he would make the basket. I don't know what the coach thinks about that.
Personally, I'm happy that he wasn't able to throw down that dunk because it's cold outside, and I couldn't handle it if he tore the roof off this place.
Skylar Nash, I've been talking to him. He's very excited about being back on the court, contributing, and he loves the energy from the 6th man. And he's very excited for this first home game that he can play the entire game. His family all his family's here watching him, and he just wants a really big game. And very excited to play against his first conference game here at home. So
I've got to hand it to the Riverside Bulldogs right now. Their cheering section, very festive, very into the mood of the year.
They're definitely creating that home court advantage that the Fenton Bison don't like, as the Bulldogs are up 8 here. A little more, a bigger deficit than at the beginning of the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter. As Skylar Nash looks and passes
James
it to the corner.
Kosminski, that's short.
And it's an air ball.
It might have been tipped, but
It looked like that ball got tipped right there.
yeah.
Maybe a block. Even so, I think they should have made the extra pass, maybe work for a better basket there.
Don't force the shots. That's definitely what you don't want. But Jalen Clanton can shoot from anywhere, so look for Jalen Clanton to get
a nice
the ball.
passing there by the Bison, and they get a
can't
good shot,
finish.
and the rebound by Cecinas as he manages.
That's why they're down 8 points. They can't seem to get anything to go.
The Bison need to play some more unselfish ball. They need to set some picks and get some guys open.
Mark Smith, he's got to finish. He's getting good shots, and he's just got to finish up strong.
Here we're going to see Kenton Jones try to slow down this Bulldog rhythm, try to get them out of place, because the Bulldogs are so used to rushing everything, used to fast, and the Bulldogs try to use that to their advantage every time with these rush, fast breaks and layups.
And Jones forced up a shot there. Looked like it was off one leg or something like that.
Here we go. Skylar Nash going to try to start something up again. A wide open
pass.
Kosminski not going to hit it. You got to hit the wide open shots.
And Skylar Nash should have gone for that rebound. He kind of stopped there. He should have boxed out his man. Maybe at least a contested rebound. There's an air ball there, and it looks like
Very bad
it's
break.
going off the Bison. And the Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs have a chance to capitalize on this lead. Let's see what they can do in these next few possessions, because this first half is very critical
The
in
Bison
winning the game.
need to take a timeout now, because right now they're just being all bricklayers right now. They can't seem to hit anything. Are they going to call that a charge? Nope, that's a foul on number 20 for the Bison. That was the right call. Brian Larson.
You said it just right. The Bison need to calm down right now. They need to take a timeout and collect themselves. They are still only 8 points behind in this game. A very easy deficit to overcome, but right now their offense is rushing through shots, taking bad shots, and it's really starting to show.
They need to take advantage of RB taking their wild three-point shots and not being able to get a second chance.
You know, both teams seem to have a little bit of trouble. RB's just making more shots. They're getting a lot more. They have a lot more steals, and it seems like the Bison just need to start converting. As there's the timeout you were talking about. Hopefully they can compose themselves together, and hopefully the Bulldogs can finally take off.
Now, here's what Paul and me said earlier. Fenton's going to take a timeout right here, their first charge timeout. It's only an 8-point deficit. Just as Paul said, very easy, because the Bulldogs, they have beat teams by over 20 points, and their last win against ICCP last week, they were up by 15 points before halftime, and the Knights were just out of it early. So the Bison need to find a way to slow down the Bulldogs and hit their shots.
Guys, right now the Bulldogs are winning the game on the boards. So the Bison really need to take their time, set some picks, get some open shots, good shots, because right now they're not getting any rebounds.
And the Bisons are a team that really know how to score, but they can make their shots. But again, I think this RB defense is really getting into them. And like we said, they just need to slow it down. I think they need to run a play because right now they're just forcing a couple screens and maybe shooting up the shot.
Yeah.
As Kenta Jones takes it up the floor, and he's
Kenta
going to
Jones.
pass this off. And another good pass there, but
Fenton Jones with only 4 points, a little surprising.
and
There we go.
There's the mid-range shot that the Bisons want, and the RB's they're going to back off that. They think the big man's not going to be able to shoot, but
That kind of slow offense right there, that is what is going to get the Bison back into this game.
That's what's going to kill RB. If the Bison can slow it down, make everyone on the Bulldogs have to adjust because they're used to the fast-paced motion. I've seen the Bulldogs practice, and it's very quick. Everything is so fast. And there we go, Mark
It was
Smith.
a good steal. Here's a fast break that the
Bulldogs break up, and Danico Jackson with a move. Oh, and he's going to pass it off to Cecinas, who finishes strong.
The sophomore, Ryan Cecinas, he's got his first points on the board. And Paul, what you were saying earlier?
That was the one play I would have been okay with the Bison
And
really going after.
Another steal and another and one for Danico Jackson.
Danico Jackson can do anything.
He's really taking charge. Now you see that leadership in Danico Jackson. He's getting, now they're up by 10, and that's a lot in this game, 10 points. And Danico Jackson, he's leading the charge. He's the little general. He's taking them right into battle.
Guys, I would not be surprised if the Bulldogs came back down and scored 1 or 2 more baskets if we see another timeout from Fenton to try and regroup once again.
And it's only been a minute since the last timeout, it
Danico
looks
Jackson
like.
with that three-point play after a beautiful bucket while being hit to the ground. A block pass by Skylar. Here we go, a mid-range shot. They need to hit it. They don't. Mark Smith, the factor that everyone on the Bulldogs is so tall and they're winning and rebounding, it means that Fenton only has one shot every time they go down the court. And that means that shot needs to be perfect or else they're not going to win this game. As now they're down by 13, 14 points.
And now Mark Smith finally got that bucket he was looking for. He's been really good on the rebounds and the screens. I think they should look more at the little man as Skylar Nash. Nice foul. He stopped the basket, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Right now, the Fenton Bison really need to draw some fouls because that's what's going to get them back into this game. If they can combat some of the Bulldogs' big guys and get them out of the game in foul trouble.
Skylar Nash got to be careful because he's going to hurt somebody if he throws them down like that. I mean, he was going for the big swat right there.
Nash he's got to be careful. He's got 2 fouls here. You don't want to pick up a third before the half, otherwise you might not see him too much in the third quarter.
Yeah, no, you definitely need Skylar Nash out there. He's very exciting to watch. He's picking up the 6th man when he's trying to make a dunk like that.
He's the leading scorer on the floor with 6 points.
Jalen Clanton's got 8 points right now, but Skylar Nash is trying to come back at him.
As Brooks comes in for Nash, maybe Nash is a bit tired there, or the coach wants to watch out for the foul trouble.
Yeah. Definitely. Here's number 42, Darian Warren, who's got 5 points so far for these Bison. And it's only a 12-point game, make it 11. But this game is all, the RB can only win this game if they keep winning in rebounds. But Fenton can come back if they can get their big guys to start rebounding, but they need to hit their shots if they're only getting one chance opportunities.
And here's Clanton driving to the basket, and he gets it inside. He goes up strong. He's not afraid of 2 men going up on him.
Clanton has 10 points already.
Oh, and the steal by Jackson. Clanton helps break it up. And the no-look pass. Oh,
Yeah,
nice finish there by
transition.
Brooks.
Guys, right now the Bison are rushing through their offense. They're trying to get down the floor and beat this.
Another steal.
Oh, another. Danico Jackson.
Oh, close there. Bounces around the rim. Again, there's Danico Jackson going up strong. He's got a smile on his face, and they're confident. They're getting a lot. They're getting in rhythm. I mean, it's a whole team effort there. The Bulldogs defense, it's disrupting this struggling Bison's offense. The Bisons are trying to get in, and Danico just keeps hitting them out of the game.
These Bulldogs are full pressing the Bison, and every time the Bison bring down the ball, they try to get the quick open shot, but they're panicking on their passes and taking really bad shots. It's really not working out for them, and the Bulldogs are doing a great job of forcing them to continue through this rushed offense without setting up any real plays. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Bulldogs are taking their time, getting through some offense, getting the ball down low, finding openings and getting good shots.
Yeah, the Bison are definitely trying to keep up with the Bulldogs, and when they're getting full court press, it's leading to some ugly passes and a lot of turnovers, and they're trying to look for that wide open guy because of the mismatching, but their panicked passing just can't get it.
And let's see how the Bisons are going to take it up, and they managed to get it across the timeline.
17-point game, and here's Kenta Jones, who needs to try to find out how to slow down this offense, and he's just rushing. You can't have the rush pass. Find the wide open guy.
They're going to try to get to the post. The Bisons are working around. They've managed to get a opponent inside, and Mark Smith with good defense, not a block, but he contested that shot. And here's Clanton runs up the floor, and it looks like he got fouled.
That hurts.
But it looks like he got tripped by one of the Bison's players, but he's strong. He gets up.
Guys, you'll notice when the Bison are bringing the ball down, their big men are drifting back before their guys have gotten the ball to half court, and it's making it an even worse situation for the Bison to get the ball across half court with their 3 guys trying to pass the ball around 4 Bulldog defenders. The Bison are trying to get open shots near the basket, but they're doing it too quickly. Their big guys need to stay back, be open for passes, and get the ball to half court so that they can set up some offense.
Yeah, when there's that 4-on-3, there's one guy open, and they're trying to just force it into that small hole to get into the open guy to hopefully try to get an easy layup, but it's just not working because the Bulldogs presses. It's so hard right now to just find that open guy, and definitely heading into halftime, Coach Dennis Cromer is definitely going to have to talk to his offense and tell them to slow down, and that's their only way to possibly have a chance to beat these Bulldogs, who are 5th ranked in state. Here we go. Kenta Jones, he's being double teamed by 2 guys who are 6'2" and 6'5", and he's
another
5'6".
steal there. The Bulldogs were kind of odd man out on defense, but Clanton took advantage of that as a pass shot, but Jalen Brooks gets it back. Oh, Skylar Nash with the follow-up.
The Bison need to box out right now. They are not big enough to win the game on the boards without doing that.
Well, Kenta Jones stands at 5'6", and he's getting covered by Dean Ziegler, who stands at 6'1", and Skylar Nash, who's 6'5".
And there's the double team being drawn.
Yeah, look, Kenta Jones is so small. Here's the open guy. They hit him, but it was a bad pass, and he's just. That's
a shot you want him to take. But if he's that good, he's going to make that shot.
High risk, high reward shot right there. But as we approach under 1 minute, it's a 19-point Bulldogs lead. Is that a charge? That's a charge by Jalen Brooks. You got to be careful. Definitely don't want those hard penalties, but.
And Brooks picks up his second foul there, so we should also watch out for some of the Bulldogs in foul trouble. Skylar Nash as Brooks checks out of the game.
Skylar Nash, Mark Smith, Jalen Brooks, and it's Jalen Brooks' 3rd foul, so definitely something to look out for.
But they're doing a good job. They're out of the game, but they're still up by 14, which is good. You're taking advantage. Maybe the small ball lineup. Fenton is a smaller team, so maybe you got to go small ball for the half.
Guys, Kenta Jones needs a pick to get open right now. The Bison are trying to move the ball around, but without setting any picks, they're not going to get a lot of guys open.
As they disrupt that shot there, they're going to push it up the floor to Nash.
But the Bison's only hope is that they can get these guys into foul trouble and make a comeback in the 4th quarter.
And nice passing by the Bulldogs.
Well, the Bulldogs they take the extra pass, always try to get it to one of their playmakers. And Jalen Clanton definitely not happy with that call right there.
The Bulldogs on more plays should make the extra pass because they're finding the openings in the Bison's defense, and that's getting, hopefully when they start finishing, that's going to get you a lot more points. You just got to finish those layups or finish your jump shots.
Right now, the only picks that are being set by the Bison offense are on the ball. They need to set some off-the-ball screens when they're set up in their offense to get some open guys, move the ball around, and that's when they're going to find the open shots. Kenta Jones right now is handling way too much responsibility handling the ball. He's being double-teamed and even triple-teamed in some instances before he even gets to half court, and he has nobody open to pass to.
Kenta Jones is definitely a size, is something that they're trying to take advantage of, and he has at least 5 turnovers.
Cecinas gets the ball, and nice move there. He gets his offensive rebound.
Double move, and Cecinas, that's his 2nd basket, but it was definitely, he earned that basket. 5 seconds left, and it's going to be Kenta Jones. They're going to have to find an open guy. Don't just pass it to Kenta Jones and hope for him to save the day right here.
You got 4 seconds. The Bulldogs want to get a stop here. You don't want them scoring on a magical shot. This is the possessions that count. There's the screen coming off.
And
nice shot.
But as you see, the Bulldogs have been using 10 guys. The Bison have used 6 guys. They have not gotten their bench into play. Maybe that's something to look forward to in the next few games, in the next few quarters. But as we head into halftime, it's 37-16 in favor of the Bulldogs, and these Bison need to find out that they need to set screens and slow down the Bulldogs' offense in order to have any chance at winning this game.
Now I think the one thing that the Bulldogs have to do in the next half is probably move the ball more, make the extra pass. They need to, finish their shots, of course, but and disrupt the defense, because defense is going to win you games, and that's what they're disrupting the Bison's offense, and that's the number one thing. Hi, I'm Anthony Landau here at the sports at the Riverside Brookfield versus Fenton Bison. RB is up 37-16. We have a fan here with us. What is your name, sir?
Ray Cesenis.
Oh, you're father of one of the players?
Yes, my son's a sophomore on the team.
All right, from a father's standpoint, what do you think of this varsity team? How are they playing?
I like it. I think they're playing well. We got a lot of good shooters on the team. We got some pretty good depth, and I think we go pretty far.
Do you think there's anything that the team can improve on in the second half?
I guess just sharing the ball more. I mean, we're doing pretty well.
Has there been a moment in the game that's been your favorite so far?
Yeah, when my son scored the last basket. But no, you know what? I just love good ball movement, and when a good play happens and we score, it's great. Doesn't matter who scores, as long as we win.
How is it to see all these young basketball players and all these young fans out here today? How does that make you feel?
It's awesome. It's awesome. RB's got one of the best six man in the state, and just a great atmosphere.
Well, thank you, sir, very much. I'm Anthony Landau. That's the halftime report. Thank you for watching, and join us in the second half as RB is up 37 to the Fenton Bison, who has 16.
We're back with the RBTV Game of the Week, live from Riverside Brookfield High School. Currently, the Bulldogs, the 5th-ranked team in the state of Illinois, are defeating the Fenton Bison in this conference battle by a score of 37-16. And Anthony, what needs to be done for the Bison to make a comeback?
Now, I really think the Bison need to set a couple of screens, really get the ball moving. They're going to their one man, the point guard,
Kenta Jones.
Kenta Jones, thank you. They're going to Kenta Jones, and they're really trying to force passes. They're trying to force up shots. They're having really bad ball movement, and in that part, it's bad passes, but it's also this Bulldogs' great defense, and the Bulldogs have really been converting points from defense to offense, and that's why we have such a great lead. We have a 21-point lead here.
Right now, the Bison are going to be struggling this half to catch back up. The Bulldogs have them exactly where they want them, really pressing up so that they're going to need to really force the issue and try to get some points.
Skylar Nash going up for the layup.
I wanted Skylar Nash to dunk. Oh my!
You just want to get the easy layup. A dunk can come maybe when
Oh, he's got 10 points already, Skylar Nash. So let's see what he can do.
And a nice dump-off pass there. Great pass.
I got to give Fenton right there. They found the right guy to pass to. They didn't try to force anything. They found the open pass.
Nico Jackson working.
Nico's going to try to expose Kenta Jones right here.
I want to see those two go at each other. That's a great point guard battle. Is Mark Smith? He's backing him down. Short on that shot. You probably want to get a better shot. And here's Jones behind the back
Kenta
move.
Jones.
And he goes up with a hard layup. Can't finish though. And a nice rebound by Mark Smith.
Right now, the Bison cannot force shots.
Yeah, they only get one chance. They always get one chance. And then we see Mark Smith. He's going to get his second foul.
Look for a lot of that this half, guys. The Bison are going to try to take a lot of charges whenever they get the chance to try and get the Bulldogs into foul trouble as soon as possible.
That's very true. The Bulldogs seem to start to pump fake on their outside shots and start to go inside. I don't know, that call was probably debatable. As Nico Jackson, he's going to make up for it. He goes up strong and he finishes.
He's got 14. He's the leading scorer in the game right now to Nico Jackson. So look out for Nico. He's looking like he's going to get at least 20 points.
Right now he has 9 and 2 fouls. And the Bulldogs want to watch out for the foul trouble there as Clinton picks up his second, looks like. Once you get once you're in that 4 fouls, you're in foul trouble. That's bad. You want to keep that in because the Bison have a very good chance. They're far out of the game, but they can get right back in it very quickly.
Bulldogs definitely need to find out that, you know, if they can keep causing all these turnovers, they'll definitely be able to win this game because they're winning on the boards, they're winning on the scoring because with one chance opportunities by Fenton, Fenton can't seem to knock down anything.
And a nice move there, but he can't finish.
One chance opportunity.
Nice pass by Nash as Nico goes up but can't finish.
And then second chance opportunities. Skylar Nash, he pulls back. That's a three by Skylar Nash.
And that's now Nash. I think he's going to look in because they have a bigger lead. He's probably going to want the ball more, call for the ball, try to work something here, and get the crowd excited because right now the crowd's a little tired after that halftime check. As they force up a hard
Another
shot.
One chance shot. They got to stop. They got to slow down. Maybe call a timeout here.
And
it's never too early.
And Nash going coast to coast.
Oh, come on. They have a guy. They could have passed to number 20 right there.
You know, Bison, they were setting some charges like it was said. I mean, but at the last second, he pulled his feet away. I don't know why he would do that. A good charge would have been there. And Nash.
So right now, guys, the Bulldogs need to be careful not to force the issue too much. You know, they have a big lead right now, and they're trying to keep up that momentum. But right now, if they want to, they can slow things down. They can set the pace because they have a large enough lead.
And Mark Smith swats that one. The kid bounces off him like a tennis ball. But Mark Smith
Harvey can take two options here. Keep putting on points. Keep playing at this high-speed offense. Because right now they're up by 26. Or they can slow down, milk the clock, and reduce the amount of time the Bison have holding the ball with that out of the shot clock.
Right now the Bison are shooting a lot of air balls, and that's exactly what Harvey wants. Skylar Nash is trying to pump up the crowd there.
You see the Bison coach shaking his head right there. He did not like that shot.
Probably the wrong player. I think Kenton Jones is the best shooter on this Bison team. He's not in the game. You got to do what Paul said in the first half. Set a pick that gets Kenton Jones wide open for a three.
And the Bulldogs are running a play for an alley-oop, and it works! And Nico Jackson called the play, and Skylar Nash go for an alley-oop. I'd be looking for that play later in the game. Maybe Nash can capitalize on a big alley-oop dunk.
You know, I think Mr. McCluskey told Skylar not to dunk because Skylar could have easily threw one down there. He could have threw one down earlier. McCluskey probably told Skylar, hey, calm down on the dunking. Timeout Bison here. They're going to try to slow down everything. So they're down by 28 right now.
How can the Fenton Bison at least try to score a basket at this point? They seem to be, they're not even shooting good shots. They're all airballing. Is there any way that they can get back into this game?
I think right now Fenton really needs to look to move the ball around and get good shots first, get themselves back into the game, get pressure on the Bulldogs, keep taking fouls, keep causing foul trouble for the Bulldogs. That's the only way I can see them getting back into this game. Right now the Bulldogs are having themselves a happy holidays because they are absolutely controlling the game 100% and dictating the rhythm.
I didn't even look at the score, and it's a 28-point lead.
I mean, it's never good when the third quarter is halfway over and you don't have 20 points yet. As a Fenton Bison have 18, and it's just not looking good for Fenton.
The Bulldogs have really created that gap, and you know it hasn't. You know, they've scored 10 points in this quarter. They've been doing a great job in offense, and they've been really sharing the ball. Everyone's got a chance at the ball, and those who are hot, like D'Amico and Nash, they're giving them the ball and they're letting them take it.
Guys, right now, tonight, we are seeing why the Bulldogs are number 5 in the state.
You definitely see that the Bulldogs, they incorporate everybody, they find the open guy. Definitely their big men have shown how they're such a high-ranked team in the state. With all their rebounds, they get second, third, fourth chance opportunities. So Mark Smith gonna posturize, and no basket, it was on the floor. And it's a foul.
They call a charge on that. I think he might have thrown an elbow on the move.
Charged by Mark Smith. That's his second foul of the game. RB's third during the half, and definitely need. The Fenton Bison are trying to get everyone to fall out all at once, which that can't work till the fourth quarter. No one's at 3 fouls yet out of the Bulldogs' main 5 primary players.
Guys, people are not going to get open if Kenton Jones, one of the smallest guys on the floor, drives below the basket. He is not going to be able to find the open guy.
With such a limited space at seeing, because all these guys are bigger than him, he can't do everything that a guy like Skylar Nash or Jalen Clanton can do. Here we go, Danico Jackson.
And right now the Bulldogs just want to make good shots. They want to make the right shots. As one goes down there for Danico Jackson as the Bulldogs go up 28. And they have a comfortable lead. Let's start looking at the bench. Maybe a lot more bench players are going to come in. There's a lot of depth that McCluskey never really shows to the game. He's pretty big on a certain amount of rotation. As, Mark Smith went up there.
But the
great block and great help defense there. As Danico Jackson calling the ball in the corner, and he's going to take a deep three. Off. But Kaminsky comes through. He should have finished that. And Fenton's going to take the ball back.
They got a fast break here.
And they can't. Oh, my.
And the fight for the ball into the rim.
They're just throwing it up there, and it's not even. They're like, fifth graders who are just trying to get like a basket. That was a beautiful pass.
And then now,
Now.
Clanton hesitates. And a nice pass there. Skylar Nash going up high for that.
Skylar Nash isn't allowed to dunk, I'm pretty sure.
They're very big on that Skylar Nash alley-oop. They're really utilizing that play. Now you have that great athleticism. Now you can finally get, as Mark Smith kind of gets a hand on.
Once again, we're seeing Kenta Jones, one of the smaller guys on the floor. He can make shots, but he has to be open.
And Skylar Nash has finally found that floor we were talking about. He has 19 points.
I didn't think it was over, but Anthony, we got Skylar Nash with 19, Jalen Clanton with 12, and Danico with 11. Who's going to have the most points at the end of this game?
I don't know, but Danico's about to get a basket. Bounce pass around, and he finishes strong.
Danico's all about teamwork and sharing the ball. Last game against ACC, he had 9 assists, and so he's not all about me scoring. He likes sharing the ball.
Guys, right now the question is, how long are these Bulldog starters going to stay into this game? Will they come out before the beginning of the fourth quarter? Because right now they are having their game. They're having a ball. They're up by 34 points. This has been a great game for them, and right now the Bison are not the team that's going to be challenging them tonight.
I think we're going to see the bench coming probably at the beginning of the fourth quarter. The starters are going to ride this one out. Skylar Nash, I think he really wants to dunk, but I mean, if the bench is going to come in, that'll be exciting for the sixth man who rarely sees the bench.
I can see McCluskey pulling the plug for them after this quarter, trying to get unexperienced players like sophomore Ryan Cecinas, people like other bench players like Dean Ziglich, Jalen Brooks, Calvel Randall, people like them into the game, and hopefully try to get them for experience, so they can possibly get more playing time and
Randall
let
had
them
a really
show
good,
off what they.
Randall had a really good first half. He came in when Mark Smith was sitting on the bench. He had a lot of good rebounds, a lot of smart plays, and I hope next year when Mark Smith leaves, I think he's going to be the guy for the center position. He's tall, he's got long arms. Of course, he's a junior. So I'm definitely going to look at him for next year and see a lot of potential with him.
Casey, I think you were hitting the nail right on the head. The Bulldogs are going to be looking to get some more guys into this game to get some experience, because there is nothing that will help a young player who hasn't had that experience than getting into a varsity game and actually feeling it out. This is exactly the type of game that you see this happening. And look, right now we're seeing 5 Bulldogs get off the bench, and it looks like the starters are about to clear out.
And a good hustle by Nash on that last
Jalen
play.
Brooks, Ryan Cecinas, Calvel Randall, Dean Ziglich, and Sam Folk all get into the game after the next stoppage to let them join in on the fun.
And Mark Smith gets his offensive rebound and goes back up. He's got to finish that first shot, though. I mean, it's good that he got his offensive rebound, but your big man should go up strong and make that basket. That's an easy basket.
But definitely going to get more experience, as the Bulldogs are definitely going to go very far in the playoffs. They need more players with more experience. And you definitely need a sophomore, Ryan Cecinas, to get some experience playing at a high-speed varsity level.
And he was starting when Nash was out, and he's still coming off the bench. You don't see too many bench players in McCluskey's system, but he's been utilizing him more often as Mark Smith goes up and under for the and one, and that's what I want to see in the big man. I want to see him going up strong and getting the contact and still making the basket.
Guys, tonight the Riverside Bulldogs came out and played the exact game that they wanted to play, and now their guys in back are kind of getting a chance to jump in there, and the coach can not stop worrying about tonight and start looking to the future.
It's really great when it's only a third quarter and you might be thinking about the next game. And now that the bench is in, now they have a chance to maybe compete with this Bison team. Because still, you don't want the Bison getting back into the game. You got 8 minutes left in the game. You don't want any boneheaded plays that lead to injuries or anything like that. This is garbage time. You just want to make easy passes, and may not even get back in.
I think on the other side of the ball, Fenton, this is a chance for them to kind of start figuring things out, start working on their offense that they've been struggling with so much tonight. For them, too, this is looking towards future games and kind of how to work together and work in this system now that they've got a chance to kind of play against some of the bench players on the Bulldogs. Tonight, I think the Bison weren't the team to beat the Bulldogs, but they can look towards their next game and kind of figure out what they need to do for the future.
Yeah, as I look back at what the scores Fenton's been putting up, they've been putting up between 50 and 70 points per game. So this is a big wake-up call to Fenton that if they want to make any chance of going into the playoffs, and they need to know how to play against these tough teams who like to have fast-paced
And a bad
offense.
pass there. That was to nobody. Either miscommunication or just a horrible
That's
pass.
lack of experience. You're seeing it right there. That's the kind of things that you want to get out of the way in a game like this so that when these guys are playing in the future, maybe sometime later this year, maybe sometime in future years, they feel more honed into the game.
And it's just about getting out. I mean, the thing about the starters is you see they had a level of confidence coming out. The bench players don't see a lot of time, so it's good to see that they're getting out and they get a lot of confidence. And as they see sometimes, ball handling isn't.
Dean Ziegler to Jalen Brooks. Jalen Brooks, he finds an opening.
And Brooks is he's a big man for next year. You should look at him next year because he's going to be very vital next year. There's a three-pointer by another air ball.
That's Fenton's night in a nutshell. Just throw it up, air ball, one chance, that's all you get. And guys, it's the third quarter, but it seems like right now that it's the fourth quarter and the game's over because it's 60-22. It's a 38-point game. It's not a great game for TV because it's such a blowout, but it's definitely good for Mr. McCluskey.
Now you want to see
game
just
like
maybe
this.
the team having some fun, maybe running some plays. The bench can finally, this is they have a good 8 minutes to go. This is the time to run plays they haven't run before. Like we said, this is time to get all the potential out. As you see maybe Fenton, maybe you should put their starters out, at least, compress this lead. Because right now they're losing by 38, and that'd be embarrassing for the folks at home.
I think we're going to see something pretty special this fourth quarter because these guys on the Bulldogs who are coming in and playing the end of this game, these are the guys who've been playing against the number 5 teams in these are the guys who've been playing up against the number 5 team in the state. Their starting lineup in practice every day, working really hard to get their team ready for these games. And this is the time for them to shine in front of their home crowd, in front of a pumped-up crowd, and really have a moment where they're appreciated, which is something that they don't get a whole lot. And I think that on the flip side of that, the Bison are kind of looking to prove something to themselves in this quarter and really show that they're not going to give up after 3 quarters. They're still playing basketball. This is what they signed up to do.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the dot. These guys, they usually get 1 or 2 minutes of action per game, sometimes even less than that. They're the guys who are put in the very last minute when the game is definitely over. And getting a full quarter of play is something that will boost up their confidence and definitely get them psyched to play in more games later in the season. But people like Ryan Cecinas, Dean Ziegler, Jalen Brooks, they could all become very big factors of this team.
I really think that the player to look at this quarter is going to be Ryan Cecinas. He's one of the younger guys and he's one of the potential talents on his team. So let's see how many points. Right now he has 4 points in the quarter. Let's see how many points he can score here. Maybe capitalize, show his skill, and what should come in the future.
Yeah, let's see Sam Falk. I remember everyone was pumped up. Sam Falk's a fan favorite here at RB. He plays football and basketball, but he's usually one of these reserves that never gets a chance to shine.
As they're going to run it up the floor, and Brooks, that was just a weak pass by Fenton there, and Cecinas is going to take it up, and a bit too hard there. And the Bulldogs going to dive to the floor.
Dean Ziegler.
Nice spin move. Take him to the cleaners on that one.
With a beautiful spin move. Oh, man. This is just, it's so loud here at RB. And
Guys, let's take one more look at this. That spin move right there, it's beautiful.
Very nice.
Dean Ziegler, it's a very nice
He
move.
recognized that the defense was open, and he made a nice professional move, took advantage of that open space.
Might have learned that from football, his days of being a wide receiver and leading the RB team to the third round of the IHSA playoffs. But Fenton, they can't give up, even though they've had 22 points on the board for the past like 5 minutes. They have to. They're finally getting more guys into the game.
Right now, the key for Fenton is not to get frustrated. They're here to play a game, and they're not going to win tonight, but they can still put in a hell of an effort in this fourth quarter.
You definitely. This is how you learn. You got to learn from your mistakes and put this in your next game. And they have to treat their mistakes that they made in the third quarter and show that if they have to play RB in the playoffs, what they're actually going to see if they can play good in this fourth quarter.
And the Bison, if they lose this game.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a very.
It's they'll go 3-5, so maybe playoffs might not even be a question for them. We'll see how their season wipes up here as we're going through a third of the season here, and the Bulldogs are doing very well as they're going 8-1 when they win this game, if they win this game.
Well, Fenton is going to play RB in their home stadium February 12th. So they need to show RB that this is not going to happen next time they play them, and that they're going to see a better game.
And that's a long time from here, so RB could either be first in the state and Fenton could be last. But, I mean, not saying that will happen. But, the teams will change, and there'll be 2 different teams by the point of that season, which will be the last third of the season.
But Fenton's got to prove to themselves and to prove to RB that this is not the Fenton that is usually out there, that this is just a fluke, and that Fenton is actually a very better team, and that they are going to represent their school better when they're in front of their own home crowd on February 12th.
And we're going to have Sam Falk, the fan favorite, as Ziglich goes up for the floater, no good. And Randall gets his rebound, gets the rebound back, goes back up, gets another rebound.
Randall's just throwing it up there, and Randall, oh my
That's
gosh.
the potential I'm talking about for next year that we have to watch out for.
And you got to love the hometown crowd really giving a cheer there as their guy gets
Bad
a basket.
foul there.
Yeah, Randall, he had 3 offensive rebounds before he threw it up and got a basket. Crazy.
Bad foul there by Randall, who could have gone up a little more straight. He kind of leaned his body into him.
Yeah, here, Randall, he didn't like the foul, but, he definitely deserved that foul.
And Brooks has to play a bit smaller. He's got 4 fouls. 1 more foul, and I think he'll be out of the game.
Yep.
You want to watch out for that. I don't think they're going to take him out, though, considering that the bench seems to be having a little fun over there.
But, everyone wants to get another fan favorite, Mike Burchett. They want to get him into the game, and if Jalen Brooks fouls out, that's his opportunity.
And let's see Ryan Cecinas bring the ball up. He usually plays the shooting guard position, not the play initiator, but let's see how he works.
Yeah, he's usually the shooting guard due to Nico Jackson. While Skylar Nash was suspended, he started those 6 games as a shooting guard.
It's really interesting watching these Bulldog players right now, how much discipline they have within this offense. You can really tell that these are the guys who have been playing against the starters every week and every day in practice.
It seems like Randall has an easier time going up against these guys, and like you said, than going up against Mark Smith in practice. That's going to do a lot for the future. It's bright.
You see how much this bench really loves it. They're getting so excited to see their teammates score who don't get many opportunities to even step on the floor.
They're going to try to get, I think, the 6-man wants Sam Falk to score. I think he's the only one with 0 points in the game so far for the Bulldogs. And we're going to have Jalen Brooks pull up on a mid-range jump shot. And I think the Bulldogs are trying to slow down this tempo as the Bison try to push it. They're going to drive to the basket. And that's not the type of finger roll you want.
The Bison have scored 4 points in 2 minutes, so that's a positive.
Cecinas had a great drive there. He has to finish on that one to get the and one, too.
But 66-26, the sophomore team beat Fenton by 46. The varsity team is currently winning by 40, and this game was over before it even started.
And the fans really getting involved there. They're excited. Their Bulldogs are winning.
And you really have to appreciate these fans really staying up throughout this entire game.
Here we see these fans just all pumped up.
Look at them in the holiday spirit, staying with their team, watching these backup players who usually don't get a lot of glory even though they work so hard every day. These guys are really letting this team, they're really showing their appreciation for these guys, and it's really nice to see.
It's definitely very nice. They're in their ugly sweaters, and they're
a bad
excited
pass
to
there
see
by
their team win by so many points. overshot.
Tremaine Conley, he's the junior. He's the shorter player. He doesn't see a lot of time because of Danico Jackson, but he's a very good talent. I've played with him before, a very smart player, and it's good to see him get out on the floor. Hopefully he can get a basket here.
Yeah, that's Tremaine
Conley. And let's see how he defends. The defense is the number one thing you got to work out. See, they let that one loose.
That was a good offensive play right there. That's one of the best plays I've seen by Fenton tonight. They finally kind of set up a pick, finally set up a guy to get open and go to the basket. That's what the Fenton Bulldogs need to work more on for their next game.
And there's Conley making the mid-range jumper. It's good to see him get
Maybe
involved.
if they did that when they were down by 8, it would be a lot closer. But when you're doing that when you're down by 40, it's a little too late.
And you're seeing a lot of the reserves coming now. Guys who have barely seen the floor.
There's Folk
nor
with
have
a
scored.
rebound. Folk to Amari, to Dean. Dean's going to step back, take a 3. He's going to miss, but it's good to see Mike out there. He's a fan favorite. All the fan favorites are out here, the guys who don't get much time.
And those guys have always, they try to get, they were the bench. So they're kind of like the sixth man of the bench. I mean, literally the sixth man coming off the bench. As we get a 3, no good, kind of long, deep range. And Zieglich picks up the ball. He's going to set it back up, and they're going to get it out to Falk.
They're just trying to have some fun out there, take some 3s.
And Amari, he's quick. And a travel there by St. Paul.
Took one step too many, too quick.
Yeah, he's a football player, the tight end. He's used to rushing things and trying to be the biggest, most fierce guy out there.
The player I like to watch a lot is Amari Smith. He's very quick with his hands. He's one of the shorter players on the team, but he's got great handles. He was playing there at the beginning of the season. And, he's kind of like a smaller Danico Jackson, same kind of mentality, same kind of skills. And it's good. He's a junior, so it's good to see that Danico Jackson kind of has his apprentice there. And as he passes it off to Zieglich, and Cooper gets...
And Amari...
an air ball, but a nice follow through by Sam
Hey,
Falk.
we can count that one as a pass.
It's an alley-oop. Assist by Smith.
Everyone's cheering Sam Falk. He's definitely a big
Take
fan.
one more look at this play. And
And
nice
a
little
charge.
pass there right under the basket.
Good
Dean
charge
Zieglich,
there by Dean.
very good. Taking that charge like a man.
Very smart play by Zieglich. He notices that the player was posted up, and he just stood his feet, stood his ground, and took the contact and laid down.
Even in a 40-point game like this, it's just nice to watch some guys really going at it, playing good basketball against one another.
It's great play by Falk there. And now you're seeing the bench players getting a little more confidence. Usually they don't have a lot of time like this to play, but we got almost 2 minutes here, and it's good to see them playing a lot better.
They're just still forcing shots. If they never learned anything, they just hit 30 points, so they're averaging like 8 points a quarter, and we're averaging, more than 8.
More than that. And here's Zieglich with 3.
Zieglich can't hit the 3s, but
One of these Bulldogs is going to hit one of those, and this place is going to erupt.
Skylar Nash may not have hit any dunks, but
And a good pass
Dean
there, and that
Zieglich.
backdoor cut.
Dean Zieglich.
Beautiful bounce pass. Trey Conley with the pass.
That is textbook right there.
With the finish, I should say. And they lose the ball, force him in the corner, and he stepped out of bounds. Nice defense by Trey Conley.
It's just that kind of night. If you're a Bison fan, it's just not going your way. Whatever you do, you go down the court. And it seems like all 30 of these points have been pretty lucky.
And the Bulldogs came out and they did what they had to do. They took care of business. It was a 10-point. They had a 10-point lead, and the one thing to win the game was expand on that lead, and that's exactly what they did. And once they took, it was just like a game of Jenga. Once they pushed all of the Fenton's little buttons, and a nice pass there.
Dean Zieglich gets it in return for
Put
all
it on a
50
dish
points.
and call it a fancy dish.
That was a good
Fancy
one.
platter. Put it on a fancy dish. I repeated my words there.
That was good. And I'm looking at Amari. They're still being aggressive. They stopped the double teaming. They're going to let Fenton get a few points.
There's some blocking foul.
That was Mike Burchett. But it's just definitely your night if you're an RB fan. You get everything you want. It's Christmas night here at Riverside Brookfield High School. Everybody's ready.
and it looks like the fans are starting to leave the stands. They know this one. The Bulldogs came out and they did what they needed to do.
You know, with this game so much over, the sixth man the leaders are having trouble keeping the sixth man excited since they have nothing really to be more excited about.
It's all right, guys. They're waiting for free throws. They're being respectful. Give them a minute to get back up.
Well, at least they're hitting their free throws. That's that's probably the biggest strength of their night so far. They hit free throws.
You know, we have underneath 1 minute left in play.
Here they come back up. Here's that home crowd.
As they turn over
And
the ball.
guys, who's the player of the game tonight? Paul, who do you think the player of the game is?
Oh, and I think. Sorry about that, but Amari Smith just put him on roller skates.
Amari Smith. Look at Skylar Nash. Skylar Nash is dead. Skylar Nash just resurrected. We need to see a replay on Amari Smith. That was beautiful.
The Bulldogs are having fun tonight, guys.
That really brought
Here's the replay.
Watch the bench there just erupting on that move.
It was crazy.
The fans absolutely loving it.
The fans, oh my.
And that's good. I think they're going to run it down here. Very great game.
Bulldogs win 76-32. They're going to move to 8-1. They're 3-0 against division foes. And I think the player of the game tonight was Jalen Clanton or Danico Jackson.
Danico Jackson, I'm going to put there. He was the leader. He came in. He had a lot of great passes. I saw a lot of behind the back passes that were completed. And Jackson did a great job. Skylar Nash, 19 points. Very good contribution. But, everyone came out, they contributed, and that's what led to a good team win.
Fenton had a tough night tonight. This is a very, very good Bulldog team that they came up against. And, they're going to go back to the drawing board, look over things, go back and practice, go more into their offense, and hopefully next time.